Greetings once again, Tumblr. It's Titans in my crosshairs here. I haven't done one of these things in a while, and I felt like I should, because it's been quite some time since I made a video, and, it's weird. Like, I didn't know what in the world I was going to make a video about, but, I just wanted to give you an update on what's been going on in my life, and to talk about some things like roleplay wise, talk about, new people that I met, things like that. So, yeah, I've been kind of off and on because I have moved around quite a bit. Recently being like in the past week, I moved to a new location, which is why everything behind me is now like brown and blue. I didn't decorate this place, but it's much nicer. It's quieter. It's kid-free because before this place, I was living with a married couple that had a 2-year-old child, and dear God, it was the most dysfunctional family on the face of the earth. Like that teeny little apartment was never quiet. And plus, sleeping on the couch is never fun. I don't do it. I don't recommend it unless you have a big, nice couch, like the ones that I sell, because I sell furniture. Anyway, so yeah, I've been moving around, which is why I've been kind of off and on. And as I said in a post that I made earlier today, I lost my muse. I don't know how. I don't know why, but it just disappeared, and it scared the hell out of me when it disappeared because I'm on every day. Even if I'm not, like, doing, thread after thread after thread after thread after thread, I'm usually doing something. And, to have my muse just disappear on me is terrifying. But it's back. I am back. All is good. I am hitting crazy milestones. Like, at this moment, I have, even though I've been gone for a week, I've gained 5 or 6 followers, and now I have like 745 followers, which is a crazy, ridiculous number. That's a number that I would never associate with me. That's not a number I would associate with a blog like mine. That's a number I would associate with, say, Lex or Mike or somebody like that, because those guys, they are quality beyond quality, as I've stated before. But yeah, I did want to talk about some people who I've recently started following that I've been doing stuff with that are they're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people, and I'm super stoked to be doing stuff with them. First and foremost is the Lex Luthor that I follow and have the privilege of role-playing with, Amadeus Sit. I think I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, her name is Megan, and she is cool as hell. She is so cool. I love her Luthor. I'm even starting to like her face claim, because I know at first I was like, Jason Statham, really? But it's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on me, and it's so funny because she's made this headcanon about how Slade and Lex met, and like they met in an underground fight like ring, and it seems funny, but I think it was born out of her, and also out of this movie where it was Jason Statham and Brad Pitt, and which is another thing that I will talk about in a moment. Yeah, and she's a fantastic Lex Luthor. I love, good God, every time she replies to a thread that we're in, I just sit there staring at the post for like 5 minutes going, how am I supposed to compete with that? Here we go. But yeah, another one is Under a Desert Moon, Ray, who is basically been she's been like one of my constant role play partners for ever and ever and ever. We've been role playing since like God, since like a year, almost 2 years ago. Um, and recently she made an Adeline Kane, which makes me very happy because I finally have the whole Wilson family. Finally. I even have Wintergreen, even though Ask Wintergreen, they're not that active. Which sucks, because I wish they were on more. I love Wintergreen. But yes, she's Adeline, and Adeline is fantastic. And, something I was going to mention, but it's so funny with her, we both decided that the best face claim for Adeline is Angelina Jolie because watch the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and you will know what I'm talking about. Because I swear that movie is Slade and Adeline, like just all the way. And it was because of that movie and because of all the pictures of Angelina Jolie having Brad Pitt on her shoulder, we've kind of adopted Brad Pitt as my Slade's official like younger days face claim. So even though I barely ever post pictures of my face claims, it feels weird having two, because I always thought it was silly to have more than one. But yeah, in those rare moments when I do, you'll see Ron Perlman and you will see Brad Pitt. It's just so weird having, like I said, it's weird having two face claims, but it works. It really, really works. Especially when there's those pictures of Brad Pitt where he's, for some reason, lost his mind and decided to grow a beard. He really shouldn't. Let's see, some other people I've started role-playing with. Killer with a Rosary or Black King of Kandak. He plays both of them. He is a very well written OC. I haven't seen an OC that well written since Precinct, which unfortunately Precinct is no more. Which makes me sad because I miss that guy. He was that character was great, but the role player is still around. I'll talk about him in a moment. But yeah, Killer with a Rosary, his OC is fantastic. I like the idea that it's this assassin for hire who's sort of, conflicted with himself because he's a really religious guy, and it also makes things a little interesting because he's boinking the gender bent version of my son. Yeah. Anyway, and of course he has the other blog that I mentioned, Black King of Kandak, which is Black Adam. And, it's funny, I never was all that interested in the Marvel family. I wasn't all that interested in Captain Marvel, Shazam, whatever he's called now, because they had to change his name for some reason. But yeah, Captain Marvel, Billy Batson was never that interesting of a character to me, because, Captain Marvel was always, he felt like kind of like a Superman XP. He was basically Superman plus magic. But Black Adam, on the other hand, is a certifiable badass. He's like Namor without the humans are scum attitude. Which is funny because I hate Namor's guts. I'm sorry, Mike. I don't like Namor. He's a tool. But just Black Adam has always been just this really cool character. I like the fact that, he's not truly a villain, but sometimes he is. It's kind of like the same dynamic with Slade, where sometimes he's a villain, sometimes he's a hero, sometimes he's neither, and just the Black Marvel family is cool, because obviously reading Titans Villains for Hire, you get to see Osiris, who is this very just tortured character, and all he wants is to get his family back, and it breaks my heart, and it's awesome, and I have a little soft spot for Black Adam, I really do. Let's see, some other people are, oh yes, I was going to mention the role player behind Precinct, who we call Precinct, because that's a cool name. But yeah, unfortunately he kind of got rid of Precinct because Precinct just kind of lost steam. You know, like half the people that he typically role played with, like he wasn't role playing on Precinct as much as he would have liked to. So he actually changed the blog into a full-on roleplay blog for this character named Gabriel, who is from a graphic novel that's not even out yet, called Last Man Standing. And like I said, the damn novel's not even out yet, but the art book is out there. The art book is like $500. I kid you not. Ask him. But Gabriel is this cool character, and by the way, Last Man Standing is also being turned into a movie. But yeah, he's this really awesome character that we like fell in love with because like we were doing this thread for this plot that never really went anywhere, but it was like a side thread that ended up being way cooler than we thought. It was basically, you know, Deathstroke and Precinct break into the Wayne Tech building, and which is funny because Precinct was a cop, but Precinct wasn't exactly himself. And but yeah, it was basically Precinct and Deathstroke break into Wayne Tech and steal experimental armor for, you know, the Wayne Tech guards, and we were just like, we need to find pictures of some cool armor, and through some Googling and through going on DeviantArt, Precinct found Dan Luvisi, who a lot of people will know. He does cover art. You know, he's done cover art for a bunch of different comics. Like most notably, he did Secret Six. You know, he did a lot of the Secret Six stuff. And but yeah, the character is just cool as hell. The art is incredible, and I now know why the art book costs $500. And but yeah, go play with Gabriel. He's awesome. I say that a lot, but he is. Another somebody that I've recently started role playing with. There's a lot of people. There really has been. It's been amazing. Somebody that I've been role playing with for a while that I haven't had the chance to talk about is Bearer of the Blade, a Witchblade role player, which is rare because I don't see a lot of Image Comics characters getting like roleplay blogs. I don't see roleplay blogs for people like that. And this Sarah Pizzini, you know, the first Witchblade, and she has that character's attitude just down pat. She has the attitude. She has the just the, you know, that fierce, I don't take no shit attitude. And like we both kind of fanboy and fangirl over each other's characters, because it turns out, like, I remember when she first started following me, she mentioned, like, dude, I'm a huge Deathstroke fan. I'm just like, oh really? Because I fucking love Witchblade. You know, and just the handful of threads that we've done, the handful of like prose threads, and then the 1.25 billion just us screwing around threads that we've done are awesome, because we've both sort of agreed that Slade and Sarah have this unresolved sexual tension that you could poke with a stick. It's that blatant, and I love it. And but yeah, and they also have another blog. They roleplay as Selena Kyle, which their URL is "Nothing You Own Is Safe," which is they're a great Selena Kyle. It's like a mix of the comics and the movies and Arkham City, and it's a great it's a great blog. Like, I don't really interact with Catwoman that much, but it works. Somehow it works. Good God. More people to talk about. Somebody that I mentioned earlier that I haven't had the chance to really talk about in depth, and that is Ravaged Revenge, which is it's different for me at least, because it's not a character that it's not something that I would have seen coming. That's for sure. But it's Grant Wilson, but it's the gender bent Grant Wilson. So it's a female Grant Wilson. Their name is Gabrielle Wilson, and it's strange because they're like, for the longest time there were no Grants. Like, nobody loved Grant. And then it all started, like, there was this one Grant that came on. I don't see them much anymore. Their URL was the Ravaging Mercenary, and I loved them. They were a great Grant. I don't know where they went. But anyway, but yeah, this gender bent Grant is really good. They, I mean, they definitely, you know, they try their hardest to get the vibe of Grant Wilson, you know, while having feminine qualities, obviously. And, you know, they definitely have that I hate dad thing down pat, which I think is a requirement if you roleplay as a Wilson kid. You must either hate dad or fear dad, because Rose and Gabby don't like dad at all. Joey's cool with dad, but it's complicated, and we're working on it. That's another person to talk about. Serenade of Silence. You know, I've had a string of Joeys come and go. And I love them all. I've loved all my Joeys. I love my Joeys. All my Joeys. But this one is, there's something about them. They love Joey to death, and they're constantly evolving Joey. And you know, I like the fact that with them, their primary face claim is a musician. They picked a musician as their face claim, which is perfect. And granted, their GIF face claim is, for some reason, Justin Timberlake just works. Which, once again, good choice, because it's a musician, and they have the look. You know, Justin Timberlake has that crazy-ass curly hair, which will eventually become sideburns for days. But yes, this Joey is wonderful, and I love the fact that she's basically adopted me and Ray as mom and dad, you know. And I love just all the drama that goes on between us, because I swear to God, just between myself, Adeline, and Joey, there's enough drama to start our own soap opera, The Wilsons, you know, airing on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. on ABC. Or something. No, not ABC. Screw that. You'd have to show that on like HBO or something, because it'd be so bloody and violent and ridiculous that network television wouldn't pick it up. But I'm rambling. I'm sorry, but that's because I've missed being on Tumblr. I've missed doing videos. I really like doing videos for some reason, and I've missed you guys. So I am really excited to be doing stuff. Obviously, since Precinct changed over to Gabriel, Team Zero, I kind of have to start that from scratch. But I want to do that still, so as I keep trying to whore it out, and I hope, please, if you want to, if you're a villain, if you're an anti-hero, you know, if you're just, you know, just a character that's, you know, just grumpy as hell and likes to kill shit, you know, give me a buzz, and we can talk about it, because as I've said before, I love comics where it's like people you wouldn't expect to teaming up for a common cause. Like I said, you know, I cite examples like Suicide Squad, especially the New 52 Suicide Squad, which is kind of a sin to say, but I really like it. You know, that, Secret Six, Thunderbolts, stuff like that. You know, I like that idea of bad guys doing good things. So, but yeah, I hope we can roleplay. I love every one of you, and I'll probably do another video with a cohesive reason, rather than just me blathering on about stuff. And so I hope to see you guys on Tumblr.